Younger brother Lachlan went off to school at Columbia University in New York. He was at a freshman beer bust and he met a guy named Art Rosenbaum from New York. He was a New York native, and Art was a collector of folk songs and played the banjo and sang folk songs, and he introduced my brother to a lot of folk music while he was at Columbia University. And when my brother Lachlan met Art Rosenbaum, Art says, "You're from that little town in the South that the folk song is about." And Lachlan said, "Well, what are you talking about?" He said, "Well, you're from Winnsboro, and there is a folk song called the Winnsboro Cotton Mill Blues." And so, in truth, there is one of the great folk song collectors who has published a good many anthologies of American folk songs. A guy by the name of Alan Lomax has, in one of the anthology collections of folk songs, he has a folk song called the Winnsboro Cotton Mill Blues. And I could probably sing a few lines of it from you, but it starts out, it says, "Old man sergeant sitting at the desk, the damn old fool won't give us no rest. He take the nickels off a dead man's eyes to buy a Coca-Cola and Eskimo pie. I got the blues, I've got the blues, I've got the Winnsboro Cotton Mill Blues." That's the sort of first refrain of the song, and it's got, "When I die, don't bury me at all, hang me up on the factory wall, put a dolphin is something they weave through a mill loom, put a dolphin in my hand and let me doff my way to the promised land." Then it's got, "I got the blues, I got the blues, I got the Winnsboro Cotton Mill Blues." Anyway, Lachlan, my brother, learned about the history of this song growing up. He didn't learn about it in Winnsboro. He had to go all the way to New York City before he found out that there was a song, folk song about his hometown. So Lachlan learned it. Lachlan learned to play the guitar when he was at Columbia University as a freshman, and he brought the folk song back to where it originated, to Winnsboro, South Carolina. And there was some controversy about whether it was Winnsboro, South Carolina for sure, or Winnsboro, Louisiana, or there's a Winnsboro, Texas. So when I went to work for the newspaper in Columbia, the state newspaper, which is the largest newspaper in South Carolina, I worked as a columnist, a feature writer. I covered the legislature a couple of years and state agencies and all of that. But I decided to do a feature about the Winnsboro Cotton Mill Blues. And I had a cousin who lived right down the street in an old two-story house that predates this house. His name is Harris MacDonald, and I went to Harris and I showed Harris the lyrics from the folk song. And I said, "Harris, when you were working at the cotton mill, was a man, a foreman named Sargent?" And he says, "Yes, there was, a guy named Homer Sargent. And he is still living," my cousin told me, in Columbia. So, as it turned out, I was able to locate Homer Sargent. He was up in his 90s. He was living with his son and his daughter-in-law in Columbia. And I interviewed Mr. Sargent, and I showed him a copy of the lyrics. And when he read "The Old Man Sargent, damn old fool won't give us no rest," he was not very happy at all about the lyrics, and he thought mistakenly that I had written the lyrics. And his daughter-in-law had to convince him that no, I was not the author of the lyrics, that somebody else had written the Winnsboro Cotton Mill Blues, the lyrics, many, many years ago. So just for the purpose of history, it should be recorded that Lachlan MacDonald, who grew up in the house that I'm speaking from right now, went up to New York City, met someone who was familiar with the Winnsboro Cotton Mill Blues, and introduced him to the folk song that is about the town that he grew up in.